Guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.4 Practice, Day 2. You guys are lucky today because this is homework and I'm going to do a video for it, so you're welcome. Alright, direction. Show all your work and circle or box your final answer, and just remember that we are using no calculators here. Alright, so solve by graphing. We have two equations. One is already in y equals mx plus b. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this other one and change it. So we have x minus 4y equals negative 24. Now remember, y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. So we need to get the y by itself. So I'm going to subtract x to both sides. We get negative 4y equals negative x minus 24. Now the y is not by itself yet, so we have to divide again and make sure to divide everything by negative 4. We get y equals, that is 1/4 x plus 6. Okay, so now we know that our slope is 1/4 and our b, the y-intercept, is 6. So we start at positive 6. We go up 1, over 4, up 1, over 4, and I'm going to do that in both directions. And there's our line. And then once we get a nice line like that, we have to graph it. Trying to find my handy dandy ruler, because we got to make sure those lines are nice and straight. There we go. Now our other line is already in y equals mx plus b. Our slope is negative 3 over 1, and our y-intercept is 0, negative 7. So we start down there at negative 7. Oh, sorry, that's 8. So you go down 3 over 1, but we can't go down anymore, so we have to work in the opposite direction. And all I'm doing is counting 1, 2, 3, over 1, 1, 2, 3. There's where they meet. And I'm going to do one more past it. Getting my ruler all set to draw my line. That's where they meet. And so our answer for that is negative 4, positive 5. Okay. Now, for example number 2, or problem number 2, we have to solve. Now, I'm going to do elimination here, and I am going to cancel my x's. Okay? So, off to the side, if you don't know this, the multiples they both have 18 in common. Okay? So I have to multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 2. And I need one of them to be negative, so I'm going to multiply the top. So that gives us negative 18x plus 6y equals negative 36. And on the bottom, we get 18x minus 6y equals 36. Okay, and now when we start combining these, adding them up, well, the x's and the y's cancel, so you're left with 0. And negative 36 plus 6 is actually 0. So does 0 equal 0? Yes, it does. So then our answer for this is going to be infinite solutions. Okay, let's look at number 5. Now 3, see how the y is all, or the x is all by itself? So what we're going to do there is we're going to use substitution. So we're going to plug in the y plus 8, because that's what y is, or that's what x is. And we need to distribute. You get 5y plus 40 plus 3y equals 8. Combine your like terms, and you get 8y plus 40 equals 8. And now we just solve for y. So subtract 40, and you get 8y equals negative 32. Divide both sides by 8, and we get y equals negative 4. Okay, so that's just what y is. We still need to find out what x is. Okay, but the nice thing is all we have to do is plug it in. Okay, so x equals 4. So the point where they meet is 4, negative 4. All right, number 4. Miranda School is selling tickets to a choir concert. Okay, word problems. Let's start looking at our first sentence, because our first sentence is going to tell us a lot. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 13 adult tickets and 12 student tickets. Okay, so we need to label. X came first, so X is going to be, or the adult tickets came first, so that's going to be my X. And my Y is going to be the student tickets. Okay, so that's my little reminder right there. So, in that first sentence, it says 13 adult and 12 student tickets, total of $100. So, 13x plus 12y equals 100. All right, let's look at our second sentence. Now, they kind of switch some things around. They've got the total in first, and then it talks about the two different or the different prices. So total is 52, 11 adult, and 2 students. So 11 adults plus 2 students equals 52. Okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel out the y's, because that's going to be the easiest to do. So what I would have to do is multiply the bottom equation by negative 6, because then the y's, this guy right here, would turn into a negative 12, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite 13x plus 12y equals 100. We get negative 66x minus 12y. And I don't know what 52 times 6 is. 6 times 2 is 12, carry 1. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1, and then it's going to be negative because it's a negative 6. So equals negative 312. Okay, well the good thing is those cancel. But now we have 66 minus 13, 353, and that's going to be a negative 53x equals 100 minus 312 is actually going to be negative 212. So we have to divide both sides by negative 53. Now, I'm just going to guess here. I think it's going to be 4. Because 4 times 3 is 2, carry the 1, and there we go. Lucky guess. X equals 4. Okay, so now we know how much the adult tickets are. Let's go ahead and plug that back in to whichever problem you think is easier. And I'm going to do the bottom one because they're smaller numbers. 11 times 4 is 44. And now let's just solve. So you got to subtract 44 to both sides. We get 2y equals 8. Divide both by 2. And we get y equals 4. So our answer for this is going to be $4 for the adult tickets and $4 for the student tickets. There we go. All right, number 5. So Joshua is 13 years older than Marcos. The sum of their ages is 47. How old are each of them? Okay, so we're going to do J for Joshua and M for Marcos. So Joshua is 13 years older than Marcos. Now, we actually have to switch the order because it's got the word than, and then we're going to add that. So J equals M plus 13. Okay, now on the back, the sum of their ages is 47. So if you add them up, it equals 47. So now all we got to do is solve it. We're going to use substitution because the J is all by itself. And that is M plus 13 plus M equals 47. Combine your like terms, and you get 2m plus 13 equals 47. Subtract 13 to both sides. We get 2m equals, let's see, that is 34. And then divide both sides by 2. And we get that m equals 17. Okay, so now that we find m, just plug it back into the j equals 17 plus 13. So j equals 30. So our answer is going to say that Joshua is 30 years old and Marcos is 17 years old. All right. Olivia scored 7 goals less than Beatrice in the 2011-2012 soccer season. In total, they scored 29 goals. How many scores did each of them score? So, only because if I use O for Olivia, it might look like a 0. And I don't want that to happen, so I'm just going to use X and Y for this. So, Olivia scored 7 goals less than Beatrice. So, X equals, it's less than, and when it's less than, going back to B, we have to switch. Okay, total was 29, so X plus Y equals 29. We're going to do substitution. So we got y minus 7 plus y equals 29. Combine your like terms. We get 2y minus 7 equals 29. Add 7 to both sides to cancel the 7s. 2y equals 36. Divide both by 2. We get y equals 18. And then now we just plug it in to x equals 18 minus 7, so x equals 11. Okay, and now we just remember who was it each. So Olivia scored 11 goals, and Beatrice scored 18 goals. And there you go. That's going to be it for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.4 Practice, Day 2. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, have a great day, and thanks for watching.